Hello and welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Jam and Cheese Show. Cheese, how we going, lad?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thanks for coming half an hour late for the fans watching or listening to the show.
Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest. I was late. Timekeeping, I pride myself on my timekeeping. I actually planned for what I was doing. I thought honestly I'd have like 45 minutes. I was going to get food. I ended up going 15 minutes over. Then leaving the location to come here was confusing, and I sincerely.
Did you use maps or?
No, I thought it's all like one way.
Yeah, it's an
no
absolute,
no right turns. No fucking right turns.
It's an absolute nightmare.
No, what do you mean no right turn? I need to fucking turn right. So, and then you know what? They double them up. It's like you
that whole street to the left there is just all one way.
It's like you miss the first thing. You're like, oh, it's sweet.
I know.
I'll just get the next one. It's like, no, get the next one. Yeah. Next minute, I'm fucking halfway to the city.
That's why they invented maps, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they invented maps.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm quite tired at the moment. Preseason's been pretty tough. We got a new S&C coach, I was telling you before, but he switched on. He's from New Zealand, and he's a tough bugger, but he's also pretty positive. He's not too negative. So the boys are enjoying him. I'm enjoying him. So yeah.
What's the sort of like? Obviously, made the playoffs last year. Like, what are the reflections on last year? Is it we need to start better?
We didn't have like a head of performance for that whole year, so no one's left or anything. It's just there's now a head of performance who oversees all the other S&Cs there. So we got our gym coach, obviously. Then we got Paddy Lane, who's another gym coach, and then this guy's just like he's come in with all the, I guess, details and. Like everything's monitored now, like everything. So,
but is the focus on like football skills, or it's more like fitness?
No, he's like
a bit of
fitness,
everything.
But like making it about you, not so much like last year. I think like for the fitness, we all just ran the same times, like, and there'd be people finishing 20 meters in front of other people, whereas now it's more you do your fitness test and then everything's reflected around you, and then. Just being more accurate with all of it. And then we got an army camp coming up, I'm pretty sure.
How good.
Yeah.
But is that one of those fasting style ones that you do as well, or is that
fast? Yeah, I don't know about fasting, but like
you did that last year though, didn't you, with the very strict diet?
No, that's just something.
Was that when you were injured?
That's just something that Minicello come up with.
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot of science behind it, but this is more so like
just a mental.
I think so.
Physical.
We haven't been told the details yet, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those. I've done 3 or 4 in my life, so they were all great. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah. How many? Do you know how many days it is?
3.
Oh, 3 days.
Yeah. And then Christmas party.
Are you getting home for Christmas? Well, I won't say home. Are you getting?
Yes, I've got a holiday at Apollo Bay with Mrs. and her family, and then I've got parents, Brisbane. Yeah,
nice. One of your new players, Spencer Leniu. First off, what's he been like? Because he's bailed to Vegas. He hasn't
been training.
He hasn't been training.
I met him though. I met him inside where he came into the club to do some photos and that. And I was kind of stirring him and Jazza up.
Oh yeah, how was that?
No, they were sweet. But as soon as he walked in, I was like, "You guys, all right? You guys sorted your differences, or?" And then I was just being cheeky, but no, he seems like a real nice guy. Like it's hard to really judge someone when you meet someone on the field. Prime example would probably be, actually I can't remember who I was thinking of, but yeah, he's like a very scary man on the field, but like when I met him, he was very well spoken and sort of very nice. So
it's going to be interesting when him and Jared come together in that first training drill.
It's going to be very interesting.
Gather round, Roosters players. You're in for a treat. What have you made of sort of the NRL move over to?
Well, first of all,
Vegas.
I was speaking to Charlie about this. they've sent over Aaron Woods along with Spencer Leniu. And Aaron Woods, I think a highlight got played, and he was talking about explosive football and all these big collisions, and they played a video of Aaron Woods, and one of his highlights, it was the most far from explosive play. We're trying to sell our product to get something like Jared told us. I respect to Woodsy. He's been a great player for a long time, but explosive and highlight reel was not quite as.
Right,
mate. If they got some of your highlights,
it's probably right. Think about. It's funny whether you should market the game on the violence aspect and it going over the top, but. Show them Spencer and Jared.
Yeah.
And then say, these guys are going to be teammates next year. He's traded to the Roosters. Yeah. Like,
show the one of him spraying him with the water bottle.
Yeah. Like,
can we get that video on the podcast?
Yeah. There's been a bit of backlash about them calling it rugby. Like,
yeah, like America wouldn't really know the difference with that.
Well, exactly.
That's like calling like NFL football, though.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't.
I don't know. I think it's nitpicking. Maybe just call it NRL.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it looks like you've got to do these type of things to take it seriously. Like, Woodsy's gone over there, Campbell Graham, Walters, and Spencer Leniu, obviously.
Good gig. Jeez. How does Woodsy he's a bit like you, actually, just fingers and all the pies.
No.
And Woodsy, he'd be eating a lot of those pies. Is he retired? He's retired.
No, he's still playing.
What?
He's on
old man duties.
Mate, why do you think he's gone? He's the player representation of Manly.
He can talk. That's probably why he got over there.
That is probably why. But it's good. I think the NRL need to do this. Get promoted because it's got it. They've got to fill it.
Yeah,
they've got to fill that stadium.
For we need some of that American money, man.
Mate, well,
did you see the baseball guy? 70 mil a year for 10 years, USD.
It's not bad.
His contract's the equivalent of the whole NRL salary cap for 5 years.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, well, he's the best. He's the best pitcher and the best batter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he won the MVP.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were.
Yeah, they're not. They're two different, like, sort of teams, but.
Good on him, mate. Good for him. Like, I don't begrudge any sports, anybody getting paid anything in any industry, any walk of life. It's good for them.
$1 billion.
That's why we have capitalism and we have, the freedom to negotiate. And good for him.
Yes.
What America can show us is how to market sports and make it into. Look, probably not looking for people like me in terms of making it into an event. Yeah, I like going for a beer and stuff before, but it is about that younger generation and bringing the game is part of it. Like, even with all the tailgating and stuff, the game is part of it. But even like in the F1, part of your ticket is you get like 2 concerts in Abu Dhabi. Like the track, I think Max Verstappen actually blew up about this, saying like people are just coming for the pie. Like, they're not, and that's why he was blowing up about new circuits like Vegas, new circuits like the one in I don't know if it's in Saudi or Abu Dhabi, wherever it may be, but he's like, people are just coming to like party and drink vodka soda, but it's like, well,
you got to be a really big fan to be going there just to watch a car go past
this is
every 13 seconds.
But is that not like, this is almost where you've got your purist argument of like, well, I just want to watch 80 minutes of rugby league and maybe have a pie and a Tooheys.
Yeah.
But some people, that younger generation, they want, or like, look at the Super Bowl halftime show. It's gimmicky, but it's part of that now. And I think,
well, the Broncos do that really well. I feel like every time you go to a Broncos stadium, it's all younger kids just pretty much having fun with their mates.
Yeah, well, that's become part of it, where the football's almost happening in the background.
Yeah,
for some fans.
Yeah,
like it's there, and that's the reason they're there. But even with this,
I don't think those celebrities that go to like F1 games are there for the F1 racing. They're there for the F1 racing.
Yeah, it's nice that it's happening, and it's a sort of a reason to.
It's more of a social event,
exclusive, social event, but. I think it'd be interesting to see what league will take from that, and if they try and implement it here, and whether the Australian public will embrace it. I don't think you're ever going to lose too many lifers. You're not going to lose by introducing what some people may call like gimmicky stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever going to lose. No fan is going to be like, well, I'm not watching that ever again.
Exactly.
Because
they need to do a lot better marketing job than they did with the international game that went over to Colorado, was it? Because that was
in Denver.
Yeah, that was dog's bollocks.
It wasn't the best. I'm still suffering from that game. Mate, that was the hardest game of rugby league.
The heat?
The
altitude? Heat?
Did you play that game?
Nah.
Mate, it was wrong. Like, it was so fucking hard. It was.
Would you rather that or the blistering cold, like the snowy games they play in the NFL?
Playing snow.
Really?
All day, mate.
Your skin is quite adept to it. We would lose you. You'd go invisible for a second.
Mate,
where's Jimmy gone?
But you know what? Coming back, because it was like altitude training, it felt like I'd grown another leg. It was insane.
Where'd you go that leg?
Well, let's get into the
nitty gritty.
The nitty gritty. But before we do, we've got some new merch on the way, which you've got to get somewhere because I was late. I balls this up, but we've got me and Charlie will jump on and reveal the new merch that's on the way. It's a big surprise. Charlie had it made, put it in a wrapper saying, do not open. So I'm expecting to be surprised, but we'll cover that off the end. Announced today, West Tigers dismiss the entire board. Justin Pascoe has resigned. Lee Hadjimantelis has been dumped as chairman. Barry O'Farrell, intern chairman, with Shane Richardson as intern CEO. Barry O'Farrell, I think he was in politics. Shane Richardson, quality guy. If anyone from West Tigers want to know what Shane Richardson is about, he was on the Rugby League round table. So listen, he is a fantastic person when it comes to Rugby League. We'll get into the Nofaluma versus Benji, but
I like what they said though. They said if we want to make the West Tigers a powerhouse on the field, we have to start with the head office.
Yeah.
And that's very true. I mean, I think we went rubbish, but we've spoken about the board and how much change they need to make. And I mean, I don't know if this is a drastic change or like this is what they needed. Like,
yeah, it's interesting. I think like the Pascoe fiasco is what it was called. Like for me, him as a CEO, it probably wasn't that strong representation of what a club CEO should be. I think Lee Hadjimantelis, like, he puts a lot of money into that club, and I think it's clear that he cares. Whether or not he was always trying to push the club in the right direction, I don't know. It did seem to me as if board coaching staff weren't aligned about where the club was going. Even things like appointments. I know there were certain appointments, but that were made without the knowledge of certain individuals that would be affected. So, look, I've listened to Lee Hadjimantelis on TV, and he always goes up and fronts up, and he's just a big fan.
Yeah,
I think that's what it looks like. He's a big fan with a lot of money. His sponsor is on the front of the jersey as well in Bryden's Lawyers, so be interesting to see what the consequences for him no longer being chairman are going to be. Like, he'd be.
It's a tough gig for Benji, isn't it?
Well, this is it. Well, it is cheese. Like, this is like, it's probably not the desirable situation for a first-time coach to be in, to have a board change at this stage in the season. But it might be like, well, maybe this is what we needed to get everybody aligned. And intern chairman and CEO, like they're in the market for players now. So this is where this could affect them. I'd like to see them go out on a point, maybe Shane Richardson, like now, give him full autonomy at the football club now, because you've got Jerome Luai, you've got Addin Fonua-Blake, two players that are
team-changing players.
Team-changing players that the Tigers are actively in the market for. They're looking at this situation now going, well, was I speaking with Lee and Pascoe, and now I'm not. Like, it just gives those type of players more reasons to say no.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I don't know how I'd feel going in there knowing that I don't know who actually runs the West Tigers. Like, you've got someone
Not now.
Yeah.
Not like at this point in time.
Yeah,
if you're Jerome Luai, you're going,
who actually runs this joint?
who am I speaking to now?
Yeah.
Who's taking over a negotiation? Yeah, I'm speaking with Benji. And even, I don't know, like, forgive me if I'm incorrect in saying this, Tigers fans, but didn't Pascoe and Hadji Bentelis come up with this plan to have Benji in? Like, what happens if a new CEO comes in and goes, this guy's not ready yet?
Well, either way, I it's not that I feel sorry for him, but it's definitely, like you said, it's not the ideal way you want to start at the club that you've played for, that you've loved, and you're going to try to turn it around, and now you don't even have a board that's helping you do that. Well, you do, but you have a fill-in board.
Yeah. Benji would be planning that this is short-term pain for long-term gain. Like, we're going to get better people in that are going to run the club better than the previous people, that are going to be stronger in their leadership. We're going to be highly aligned in how we make decisions. We're going to come together, and we're not going to have Scott Fulton be appointed as head of recruitment without that coming past me first. We're going to be in this together, and maybe a guy like Shane Richardson, which I think would do a great job. It's a shame that he's going to be leaving the Brisbane Tig, I think, or the Brisbane Firehawks. Sorry, like, he looked set to be looking to try and or steer ahead that bid for the 18th team, which I believe is going to be coming this season at some point. But Tigers the Tigers fans should be excited if Shane Richardson comes to the helm. He knows what success looks like, and I just think for Benji, you just.
Well, I guess the good thing is, like, what do they say? They say the best way to fix a problem is realizing you got one. And I think for the whole year we were like, well, the board's not working out. Like, why isn't anyone getting sacked, or why isn't anyone resigning? And I guess they've finally come to a decision that they've figured out that the board might not be the best option for them. So I guess sacking them all is pretty intense. Who even sacks them, Mike? Is it the company that owns majority shares? And shareholders.
Yeah. So, well, I guess the ramifications for this is, like, it's not a permanent fix with who's come in. I think they need to address that quickly. And then the lack of the major sponsor, whether or not it's in the contract of Bryden's lawyers, but then I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's not. I know they put a lot of money in.
Yeah,
but interesting to see what happens. And Benji, as a coach, he's got a multitude of issues that he's got to deal with. I can't imagine him. This is probably not an aspect of coaching he's enjoying, like having to deal with head office and changes at head office for what I believe is the people that did appoint him. I can't imagine him being a part of some grand master plan to get different people in. But one of the things that has come out in the press these past week or so is David Nofaluma refusing to train because of I don't know if it was a weight issue or how intense the conditioning sessions were for him.
Yeah.
But he's just not training.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
Okay. Like, at some point, like, there's definitely been times at Melbourne and at the Roosters that I feel like I've been unfairly treated, but not because it's not about them unfairly treating me. It's just I'm training a bit harder than everyone else, and it's not because they don't like me or they want the best out of me in this circumstance. And Nofaluma is a hell of a player, and I don't know what the beef is or what the falling out is, but refusing to train is definitely not the way to go about it. I think the way to go about it is, well, you're going to treat me like this, I'm going to show you what I can do.
Exactly.
I'm going to show you what I can do. You're going to make me train hard. I'm going to train just as hard and show you that I guess I can get through whatever you throw at me.
I'm going to walk out of here with a smile on my face and a little fuck you to say you can't break me.
Is that all you got?
Yeah. Oh, really? I thought you were giving me extra conditioning.
Yeah, exactly. That's. I think that's the approach you need to take and
show them what you. Because even that, like I think back, like sometimes we're training too much, or we're training like this has gone past now. But maybe I didn't know what was good for me. Yeah. You don't always know what's best for you. You think that you do. Yeah. But like sometimes the staff's job, it's designed to push you past that point. Yeah. And you don't, that's why you have a fucking head of performance and a support staff. Yeah. They're there to get the best out of you. You don't know necessarily what's best for you. And obviously Nawaqanitawase has been around for a long time, and there may be other things going on in the background, but I just, by refusing to train, like even think about this from a career standpoint, it's out in the open now that you refuse to train. Who's going to pick you up? Yeah. Like, and where like you look back at the last sort of 12 months, he went on loan to Melbourne. I remember talking to him, I think it was on Triple M, and it wasn't exactly like saying that he was wanting to go. I think he was trying to angle for a move to the Storm then, but like, you can't tell me
they won't take him now.
Well, they're not going to take him now, but also like you'd know about the legend of the Storm's training, like in pre-season. You're not just gonna.
Yeah, well, I don't think he did the pre-season with us. He come like throughout the season, but he's a funny bloke. But I don't really, because I didn't do the pre-season with him. I don't really know what the training's about, and I had a good relationship when we were there. But if he is listening, that's not the way to go about it.
No, I just don't understand what he's trying to achieve. Like unfortunately, like the Tigers are pretty well stocked in their outside.
They got some cash.
He'd be fighting for a spot in the first team, and really, if he's not training, he's not going to get picked.
Yeah, well, I don't know how you can just refuse to train though. They're like, surely that's breaching at least some part of your contract.
Well,
like,
it is.
You can't just refuse to train.
I think in your contract, actually, you've got to train to the best of your ability. There's some like fine wording like that technically. So, I mean, unless he's angling to leave. Yeah. But where in the NRL...
You're going to find a team that's willing to pick you up.
To go, we'll take you on.
Like I remember one time I had a wrist injury for Melbourne, and I was still a young fella. And mate, it was a 12-week scaphoid injury, and I reckon I trained with the team like not for the first 6 weeks of the injury because they just wanted me to be fit, so they just ran me every time we trained. It was just me running on the side, and I felt like why are these guys picking on me? And like you feel like that all the time. Like you can get moments in training where you're like, why are they specifically
it's a bit spotlight syndrome.
Yeah, it's like why are they specifically picking on me, and you feel like a victim. And like I spoke about that when I had this thumb injury. I felt like I was being victimized because I felt like they were just training me a lot harder than everyone. But after both those periods, I probably played the best footy. Like after the thumb, I played the best footy of that year. Like I was struggling at the start, and then you realise, that's why they did it.
Yeah, they push you to get a response and a positive, an angry but a positive response. And I just, I don't know where Nawaqanitawase goes from here. Like, I think he'd be going to the Super League. I can't see an NRL team taking him. I think he's going to get pushed out. But what does Benji do, and what do the other teammates do? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Like, can you imagine playing with someone that refuses to train? Like, I've trained with people that have moaned like all day about how
I do that all the time. I moan to my mates.
I was a moaner.
I moan to my mates, but as soon as like
you rip in.
Oh mate, this is easy.
Yeah, you have your little battles with the conditioning staff, but you fucking trains too hard. Like, what are you doing? But then, all right, I'm going to show you. You're not going to fatigue me. I'll keep coming. But as a teammate, I'd be pretty pissed off. Again, unless there's circumstances that we don't know about, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah, there's got to be something more. But and as a young winger or a winger that's been behind Nawaqanitawase, you're thinking, this is my shot.
Yeah,
this is my shot, and then you go out there and show the Tigers what you can do.
I don't think Benji's got any other way to go than to cut him loose.
It's tough.
And set
a precedent.
A precedent. Set the precedent that like we're not going to have people here that if we test you.
Well, I'm telling you right now, if you refuse to train at Melbourne, you're gone. Like you're done. Like I've seen young fellas do it. I've seen young fellas leave wrestle sessions and they're gone the next week.
Yeah,
like you just they're not gonna cop that. And I haven't seen someone leave a session at Roosters, but the way I see it, if someone just walked out and said, "Mate, I'm not coming in," even like Jared would just go, "Mate, we don't want you here." Like, where's the senior leaders going, "Mate, you're not training. We don't want you there."
Well,
they're lacking in
leaders. They're lacking in it. But obviously, this has been made public. I think this is any coach would look to use the situation to their advantage. Benji's a very smart individual. It wouldn't surprise me to see him come out and say, "Look, he's gone," or "Mate, you're training with Reggie's."
Yeah,
because even like Noffalim, he was in and out of the team last year, whether or not he'd even guaranteed to play. Like, but say he's training too hard. It's like, and you maybe in that situation he's thinking, "Well, hang on, they're trying to get me to do this."
Yeah,
like they're trying to like put me into a spot to be.
Yeah, like we don't know all the details, so there's got to be something going on. But I feel like just if I'm in that situation, it's probably not the avenue you're going to take.
Yeah. Well, one of the big names that we spoke about for the Tigers potentially is Addin Fonua-Blake. Reports today that the Bulldogs are going to part with the race. When Charlie sent me the screenshot, I was surprised.
Yeah.
Like,
what's the go with Tukiaho? So, like, is he gone all?
He's not coming. No, unfortunately, I think he was going to come, but then this foot injury, he didn't pass the medical and wouldn't be available to the sort of middle of the season or start of the season. But Fonua-Blake,
I don't really like. I don't know, but Fonua-Blake demands a big pay packet.
Well,
because he was already on. He was already on a monster pay packet.
Well, and they've got to, like legally, NRL rules state you've got to match a minimum is match it.
You got to pay market price. But I just don't think, like with the Bulldogs, they've got. I don't think they're in need of a big front row right now like that. That would demand a good $900,000, $800,000 contract.
I don't know. I think unless they've assessed it and gone, look, we're not going to be able to match the Dragons, the Sharks, or the Tigers, because I think they're the other clubs that are in for them.
Yeah, and
they're just going to save face and go, well, you know what, we're not going to go to that mark where those guys are going to go. And
that's a good, like I don't know what your thoughts are, obviously different to mine, but if they have to match what Tigers are going to pay, they're going to have to match a massive number. And I think that young halfback, he's injured. He done his neck, so he's out for a long.
Oluwapu.
So, who's your guys?
Well, the middle was like, look, losing Tavita Pangai Jr.
Oh yeah.
Losing Luke Thompson. They're two big losses.
Yeah.
You could argue they were quite light in the middle anyway, but there's a couple of players there that I think can step up. But in terms of this for season 2024, I thought Fonua-Blake would be a magnificent sign, that real forward alpha
he
leader.
Is an unbelievable player.
Yeah, he really is. But I don't know.
Because I guess you do need that go forward for the halfbacks to even do anything. Because I mean, look what Sean Johnson did this year.
Yeah, like in that big alpha and someone that drags a couple of people with him. But I guess we'll see. It's not been. I don't think it's been 100% confirmed. But I'd have thought, unless they've got their eyes on someone else, or even going, well, our salary cap module isn't to have a forward on $1 million is a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's a fair chunk of the salary cap. Maybe their model doesn't allow for that, and it's like, well, maybe instead of getting one on $1 million, we'll have two on 600.
Yeah,
and that's our model for success. So
you can get a good forward for 600,000.
No, you can. But just, I know Gus. It was obviously Gus Gould was photographed with him. who's obviously the key, one of the key decision makers there. So they've had that initial meeting, but
it might be a little ploy.
Maybe there's always games within the games, isn't there? Speaking of signings, you guys have
Marky
signed Mark. Yeah, we're not going to go there yet with the surname. But yeah, what do you reckon?
I've never met him. I've never seen him play. I'm not a big.
Have you seen his highlights reel?
Nah,
he's fucking good, you know.
No, well, what does he play?
He looks like a leaguey, like wing, or like centre. Yeah, mainly wing, I think, from memory.
We got a shit ton of them.
Yeah, no, but Suali, he's off it on.
Yeah, true.
And Tupu's probably closer to the.
So we signed it. From 2025. I gotta watch his highlights.
Mate, as if
he's Fijian, mate. They all bloody good wingers, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, he's it's a fair get actually when you look at losing Joseph, like to get him in. I think it's a really good sign.
I've seen rugby. They posted about that. It's like, obviously it's a big loss, but we've got massive depth in the wing department in the ARU at the moment.
Is that what they said?
That's what they said. I was like, well, not really. You signed our wing.
He'd be playing fullback over there, but it's a big get, and yeah, I think it's rare actually these days that union players come over to NRL. Yeah. So good on them for having.
There's a heap of union players training with NRL squads at the moment.
Oh yeah, I read that one of the All Blacks is mates with Latrell Mitchell. He's training there.
Yeah, he's an absolute freak too. Caleb, forgot his last name. Williams? Caleb? No, that's an NFL player. Don't worry. But yeah, he's a freak and he's a nice guy.
But good on Marky Mark for coming over and testing himself, because the easy thing is to stay.
Yeah.
And
if he's already a well-established freak in Australia,
it's going to be interesting to see.
He's
how
Fijian though; they love their rugby league.
Yeah, I know, but mate, it's a totally different game, and it's no wonder that. And obviously, I don't think he's getting more money to come. Yeah, I think he's getting like around about the same. But like the demands on a winger in rugby union versus the demands on a winger in rugby league are completely different. Yeah, like you're part of the go forward here in league. Yeah, like you've got to get after the contact. Yeah. You can't just be you're not just holding shape and kicking the. Again, this is respectfully to rugby union wingers, but they're not really on the go forward team. A lot of the time they're backfield cats, kicking the ball back and finishing tries.
When they first signed William Warbrick, like he's one of my boys, but he was shocking. Like his first like preseason and that, like he just I guess didn't really get the concept. And then I looked at him this year, like I watched him play most games, and I was like, look at this guy. I even played against him. I was like, he's a massive body.
Did he come from rugby?
Sevens.
I thought he was AF. I knew he'd come from.
No, he came from All Black Sevens.
If Marky Mark can be anything like him, they've got a good signing. You're gonna go because I was late, so my bad. But we've got a great substitution, Charlie White. Cheese, thanks for joining us, mate.
Get Tony on here.
I think you're onto something there. But then who would look after it all? Because Charlie can't do all that. He blags that he can, but he can't. Cheese, you get going, lad. Thanks for coming in, mate. We'll catch you soon. We're going to take a quick break from this podcast to talk to you about AG1. Now, this is a product I've been taking for over a year now, and I absolutely love it. It gives me all of my daily nutritional needs in one easy drink. All you have to do is put in 1 scoop of AG1 into a nice cold glass of water, and you are set for the rest of the day. The cupboard has been cleaned out of tablets and powders because all my needs are met by AG1. The power of routine cannot be underestimated, and we all know how small habits lead to big wins. Some of those big wins for me have included better gut health. My clarity, especially in the afternoon, has improved so much. Gone has the mid-afternoon slump. AG1 is a foundational nutritional supplement. Now, as humans, we all share that same basic foundational needs. That's where AG1 take care of everything. This supports your body's needs like nutrient replenishment, gut optimization, stress management, and immune support. AG1 is the supplement I trust to provide the support my body needs daily. and that's why they've been a partner and I've been a user for so long. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1, a buy-round exclusive. If you try AG1, you get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/buy-round. That's drinkag1.com/buy-round for our exclusive Australia-wide offer. Check it out. All right, well, cheese has gone, Charlie. How are you?
I'm good. Big downgrade. It was a good chat, though, so far. It's been a good episode, so it's all downhill from here,
Well,
isn't
don't
it?
balls it up then.
No. Well, the main thing I want to sort of talk about with you today is we've obviously got some merch that's arrived just in time for Christmas, and the samples are in.
Samples are in.
And
So how... All right, let's see.
I've got the samples. There's going to be a couple tweaks to this one, but this is just a starting point. So it's you, Ricky Gervais cartoon style. You know, if you've seen the Ricky Gervais show with Carl Pilkington and whatnot, and it's your little moment where you got pointing the finger at Jared Sutton. So there's a T-shirt. This will be available in black and white.
All right, okay. And it's... I don't mind it.
Yep. It's going to be changed slightly, though, for the actual reveal. This is just the samples to see what the logo look like getting printed.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Can I take the piss out of it a bit?
Yeah, of course you can say it if you want.
I didn't realise... Has Jared Sutton been on a sunbed?
He's a little bit tan on that
A
print.
little bit tanned.
I'll pull it back up. Yeah, he's a little bit darker than normal.
Yeah, and what's going to be? We're going to have the buy round.
Bar around under there.
Yeah,
and then
and then our logo.
on the logo on the back, and then there's a little
cool.
signature underneath. Yeah,
yeah. What signature?
the bar around signature.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
and then so if I was a fan of the show, which I'm not,
you're not a fan of yourself?
No, I'm not. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, okay. All right, you're not a fan of the show. I guess you're not, are you? You're part of it.
No, of course I'm not a fan.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Or if if I didn't know you and just say if I wanted to get say one of the t-shirts, I'd just say, hey Charlie, can I order?
Yeah.
How can
usual spot buyaround.com. So we're gonna get some.
No, but are we gonna do a?
Yeah, it'll be a pre-sale. It'll only be because we've only got we're only going to print a limited number, so it'll be a couple of days for people to jump on.
All right, so it's going to be available now, and then basically you've got until the end of the week.
Yeah, well, it's not available yet, no, but stay tuned. But also, we're going to give first crack to everyone who bought merch in the first place as well.
Okay,
so they'll
cool.
get first crack of it, but we still need to post the pictures of the shirts online and get them up and ready.
Yeah, we do.
So
all right, fair enough.
Not quite yet. And then the hat. So obviously you're a big fan of Carl Pilkington.
I am.
Yeah, so Carl Pilkington, the Ricky Gervais shows, you've got his little head. And so we did a little Jimmy Graham head, which you can get in the cap, which is a nice cap for the summer period. Whack it on. You're not really, because you don't suit caps. So do you want to have a try of it on?
Look, I'm not a big cap wearer, and I'm certainly going to be wearing a cap with my face on it.
Yeah. But if you want to get around it, I'll be wearing this all summer.
Yeah.
The sample. I'll keep this sample. There's another sample actually in there that Tony can have.
All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you sport that.
Do you like them?
Look, it's a bit weird seeing yourself like that. Look,
Yeah.
but I think more importantly, do the listeners like them?
Exactly.
Do our viewers like them?
Yeah. I like
It's not
them.
about me.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm not a fan of the show.
No, but you'll be wearing the merch. You'll be wearing the
I'll
t-shirts.
be wearing the merch, but I'm not a fan of the show.
Yeah.
Look, we're not going to be selling to people who aren't fans of the show.
No, ideally not. Oh, well, actually, you never know. They might be fans of just like having little ginger faces on hats. That could be a big market, but we could discover that's like a huge untapped market. Ginger faces on hats. Change the podcast to ginger faces.
Ginger faces.
Yeah.
You know what? You need to be careful because I think if you go back 20 years ago, what was like deemed like just normal part of conversation,
Yeah.
can be now quite offensive, and like people are gobsmacked that
Yeah.
there's changes in society, and some I guess we didn't see coming. But your criticism of the gingers, and you'll hide.
I'm not criticizing gingers.
You are.
I just said people might love ginger faces on hats.
Yeah, but you're taking the piss.
Okay.
You'll do the old, I've got a ginger missus, like, so I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah,
like
that's
people
true.
use that excuse in other walks of life.
I'm hanging out with the ginger person right
and
now
you're hanging
as
out-
well.
that doesn't wash.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you can't be gingerist.
But also-
I just think you need to be careful, Charlie, because we don't know where society's going to go. And I think this recording, this could cost you. I mean, not that you're going anywhere flash. Like, this could cost you a potential toilet cleaning job further down the track.
But also, I could have ginger kids at that point. So then I'm I basically am ginger at that point.
Yeah,
if you've got ginger kids, you are ginger, aren't you?
I don't know.
You know? But also, ginger's not an insult. It's not like I'm saying...
Not at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, it is. It is.
Is it though? It's
Of
a
course
colour.
it is.
It's a colour.
It's
Also, I love
it's
ginger in
ridicule.
stir fries. I love ginger in juices.
It's absolute ridicule.
Okay. All right.
And, do you know what? Climate change, it disproportionately affects gingers. We should be fighting more than anyone.
Yeah.
If this earth heats up, we're fucked.
But then by the time ginger becomes unacceptable to say, you might be all dead because the climate's got so bad.
Exactly.
And also, you're
that'll
pretty
be
much
even
getting
worse.
breeded out anyway, aren't you, gingers? Isn't it like a really, really rare thing that's it's getting rarer and rarer, I think?
Do you think?
It's not very powerful genetic, is it?
I think it's a recessive gene.
I'm going to make a big call now. Obviously, you've got Corey Horsburgh in the NRL. He'll be the last ever ginger NRL player.
Oh, I don't know about that. No,
I reckon he will be. I reckon he's the last ginger NRL player.
What the point I'm trying to make is, I think you'll regret saying this because I think this will be used against you. AI will take over, so it will have access to everything anybody ever said.
Yeah.
This will be a red flag moment in 30 years' time where the word ginger is just this word we've all got to dance around, or gingers are a minority and have this victimhood. And I just think you've got to be careful because I think it could come back to bite you in the arse. When you're going for AI will take over all executive jobs, all that C-suite. We'll be battling out for whatever jobs we can get, the manual labor.
Yeah.
And you're going to be battling for one of those jobs, probably say toilet cleaner. Although you don't do a very good job in there, that's against your reference. You make plenty of mess, but you don't do much cleaning up. They'll be the AI will go, well, look, you've been offensive to a minority group.
Happy to evolve with the times, though. Happy to evolve with the times necessary. I'm more worried about
old tweets. They get what were deemed as okay then, or just sort of a joke then.
No,
it's
you're
all a
right.
joke. Oh, it's all a joke. Laugh at the gingers.
I mean, to be fair, though, I don't
let's
reckon
laugh at the gingers until global warming kicks in and we're all screwed.
if they're digging up these podcasts, it means I'm doing really well. It doesn't mean I'm going for top.
No,
It probably means I'm an absolute superstar, and people are clamoring to find anything to get me under, get me taken off hosting the Oscars. And I'm I was about to host the Oscars. My ginger comments came in.
This is where AI, you don't need to go through. It'll just do it all for you.
Okay.
Supercomputers.
Well, I hope that's the sales pitch that sells the merch for the summer. I hope that gets people buying.
So if
these
there is
hats.
anybody out there that likes random gingers on their caps,
I think the caps look good. I'm a fan of caps.
I genuinely do. I do think they look good.
I put the t-shirts as well. A couple little tweaks there, but you will have an opportunity to buy them very, very soon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to finding out because I don't need to know about it. I'll just text you, right?
Yeah, I'll just give you one, mate.
Thanks.
Out of your side.
And I'll probably need one to wear on the show as well.
Yeah, well, that you can take that one out. It was white, not your colour.
No,
you want to
pull
black?
white off. What are you trying to say?
Well, traditionally speaking, pasty people
here we
don't
go.
see the white
Here we
colour
go.
of white.
You're digging your hole, Charlie.
Anyway, let's finish up the show with our favourite segment, Jimmy.
Favourite segment, fans' feelings. All thanks to Tooheys.
Fan feelings.
Nothing more than
How do you feel?
Fan feelings, Jimmy. All thanks to Tooheys. How do you feel?
Feel like a Tooheys.
Or two.
Actually, really do.
Yeah, and well, they're the Penrith Cans, so we may as well start with a Penrith question from Jason Core. Does Ivan Cleary get enough credit as one of the top coaches in the game?
No, I don't think he does. He doesn't. I think when you think about what Penrith have managed to achieve over these past, not just the 3 seasons, but what they've built, you go back a little bit further. Obviously, Ivan left Tigers in, I guess you could argue it was controversial circumstances, but he went back to coach the team he'd been at before, to coach his son. Pretty significant. But no one could have predicted then what's eventuated. It's huge what he's done.
Well, mate, think about it. He's won 3 premierships in a row, 4 grand finals in a row. Ivan Cleary, Craig Bellamy, Wayne Bennett, Trent Robinson. None of those guys have ever done that.
Like he built this, and as a coach, you shaped the environment. Like he's had to make some big decisions along the way. He's had big players leave. He's had other experienced coaches leave and move on. Like it's incredible. I don't think he does get the credit he deserves. And maybe in a few more years' time, and
when he gets a bit older,
maybe when he gets a bit, or maybe
Wayne moves on,
when
I don't mean dying now. I just mean when Wayne retires.
No, I know what you mean. When it's like, when those, I guess what people would call like the big dogs of all the famous coaches' names, move out of the game, then it would be like, oh well, Cleary's the man, and maybe he might have to do. He might have to go. Penrith have this dynasty. Lose a couple of years and then go and win another one with Penrith, and because I think if you look at those other coaches, like it's been like a longevity has been their key. Like they've not achieved what Ivan Cleary has achieved, but longevity is what sets them apart.
Yep.
And maybe we just need to wait 10 more years for people to say, Ivan Cleary, oh well, look what he did. Like I guess when you're in the moment, it is a little bit different, and I think it's different with players, but with coaches, people go, oh well, look at the team that he's got, but he has to put them together. He has to shape the environment for them to be at their best, which they have done for such a long, long time.
Absolutely. Jamie wants to know, what's your go-to gelato order?
I mean,
I think the first question is, are you a cup or a cone man?
Well, first off, I'm an ice cream guy. I'm not necessarily going to go to gelato.
Okay.
Like I think ice cream.
It feels like most ice cream shops these days are sort of gelatisseries or whatever you call them. It does feel that way, doesn't it? You got less of the traditional ones.
I mean, what's the difference between an ice cream and gelato?
Couldn't tell you. I like Italian. Isn't just gelato the Italian word for ice cream?
But I think is it fat free? Like there's no fat. It's just all sugar gelato. Can't be. It's got to have a bit of fat in there.
It'll have a bit of fat, have a bit of sugar. It'll have lots of stuff. That's not important. All of it is important is, first of all, you always go the cup, in my opinion, never the cone. Like an ice cream cone is for infants only, in my opinion. As soon as you become a teenager or older, then you have to start moving to the cup world.
I don't know.
Are you a cone man, are you?
I mean, on occasion, I think you get more in a cone than when you're doing the cup. Also, a nice little bit of waffle.
But then it also sort of melts down and you get sort of sticky fingers. And it's just something.
Well, that's where you bite the bottom of the. Well, first off, you got to be quicker on your eating. You can't be fucking around letting it melt. If that,
I'm a cup man, so I wouldn't bother.
Yeah, well, this is where the advantage. Bite the bottom of the cone, suck the remaining. I mean, if
see, that's an awful thing. Like, I'm just imagining you now going.
Oh, don't imagine that. Save that for later, Charlie. I guess I know what you're saying. I don't mind a cone from time to time. Mix things up a little bit. Yeah, I think you get more in a cone than what you do in a cup.
Yeah, I don't mind a cone from time to time as well.
When you go. I think it pisses me off when you go to a gelato place and they just give you like scoops, but then on the cones they whack more of the scoopage in because they want to make it look bigger.
Yeah.
Also, don't like when you get two flavors and they put one flavor on top of the other, and it's not the right order.
That's why cup's great. You can sort of mix it in.
I don't want it to mix in.
Ooh.
Don't want it to mix in.
What?
You don't want the flavors to mix in.
Of course you do. Then you get the mixture of combinations, and it's amazing.
No, they're separate for a reason.
No, you combine them. No, you mix them together. Yeah.
Well, my favorite flavor would be coconut. I think coconut flavored ice cream or flavored gelato is amazing. But I don't. Bit of a, I guess, reflection. I think good old Mr. Whippy.
Yeah, like
vanilla
chocolate.
No,
dipped.
No.
But a flake bar in there.
Flake in there. Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story actually. me and my mate had this ice cream van, and
you ran it.
No.
Oh, right.
I went to get. I would have only been about 18. We've gone to this ice cream van. I've gone, hey mate, I'll just get a 69er, please. And he just went, it's not that sort of ice cream van, mate. It's like, oh, I mean, 99er. Oh no. And like, my mate was gone. He was gone. He was beside himself.
God.
But I was literally just like, I was so embarrassed. Like, so embarrassed. Like, devastating.
No. Did you then later on that day go to a different shop and ask for a 99er accidentally?
No, I didn't.
No. Next question. George Canaris wants to know.
Georgie.
George Canaris, yeah. You happy with that name?
It's a bit like George Costanza.
Yeah, George Costanza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Do you think they finished the UK office too early?
Oh, look, I would have loved a little bit more.
It's Ricky Gervais' style, though, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 series and then you're done. That's what he does. Always leave the audience wanting more. Don't dilute the product. I mean, I know they did it with the American Office, but it went off onto a tangent, and that's America for you.
Yeah.
But
I never watched the American Office.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Don't mind a little bit of Michael Scott. But it's not the same. It's not the same sort of fun. I don't know how much. Yeah, the Christmas specials were amazing. Like, they were amazing, and they still are. Like, the cringe.
I'm surprised he hasn't been tempted to come back. Like, because he could drop a
Just
season now.
where do you-
Well, he did
where-
the movie, I guess, didn't he? He did the
Yeah,
movie not
the
long ago,
movie
which was
was-
like,
yeah.
I still loved it. I still really enjoyed the movie. I'm actually worried his stand-up special comes out Christmas Day
Does it?
on Netflix. I was going to try and go to his concert, his stand-up comedy over in England when I was there, but it's sold out. It's like £500 for a ticket when you resell. I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. But I've seen the clips of it. It doesn't look that good. So
I mean, look, the stand-ups are. I don't know if it's ever been like Gervais's like
but I
best
think they've been
work.
amazing. They're so fun. Like the animals one where he's talking about
Yeah.
like Noah's Ark and
I know.
God and all.
But-
It's very funny.
Mate, a lot of those observations you can get on XFM.
Well, mate, they are.
And
all his
all
jokes are
observations,
just
yeah.
things that basically things that Carl said.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of it is like, I think comedians work like that, where they try out a lot of material and they polish it for their stand-up. But I like Gervais' stand-up, but I don't love it like I do The Office and things like
Ricky Gervais show.
Derek,
Yeah.
and Life's Too Short.
Extras.
Extras was good, but like it was probably a bit Hollywood for
See,
me.
I actually think Extras is better than The Office.
This is where this partnership ends.
I think it is.
Right.
I think
We're-
it's fucking brilliant.
I think that we are done, and I don't want to work with you anymore.
Well, then, in one final swoop, if you guys could please go and buy the hats as a little parting gift to help contribute to a little exit redundancy package.
Charlie's redundancy.
Redundancy
And if
package.
anyone knows a half decent producer,
Yeah.
that can clean a toilet,
Well,
and
actually,
not mess the toilet up.
someone's emailed me about joining us as an intern. So
Oh, really?
I'll give him a call and
An
suss him
intern?
out. Yeah, an intern. I'm like, I don't know if we take interns, but I'm happy to explore free labor if possible.
Really, someone's
Yeah.
like, what would we
Like
do?
a podcast internship, like learn about podcasting and stuff.
Learn about podcasting.
Yeah.
What is it? to
Research
learn?
guests, maybe cut some social media content.
Oh, so I know what you're going to do. You're basically going to put shit stuff on there. Bloody intern.
And then, yeah. But no, in all seriousness, I will speak to him and have a chat with him tomorrow.
Is that what you do here? You can't respond to every email that you get. This is clearly someone trying to infiltrate us.
Yeah, but
Do you not see the red flag?
Nah.
Do you not see like who's how someone got your email? Like, mate, imagine that.
Well, the
You might-
email, to
right,
be
okay,
fair,
I'm
the
just gonna-
email's
I'm gonna-
publicly on our Instagram. If you just go there, it's there.
I'm going to email the White House. Oh, hey, how you going? I fancy coming down. I think we might be over in Vegas. Actually, can I just come do a bit of an internship for a week? Oh, yeah, go on. Mate, we've got
Funny
to
you
bet this.
mentioned the White House. My mum's email growing up was the White House at whatever.com.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
because Charlie White.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
yeah.
That is brilliant. What?
Yeah.
So it's the White House and then like 3-6.
No, I think they had the White House, but it was like _the_white_house.
That is.
And they had that. It was pretty good.
That is.
Yeah.
It's clever.
Yep.
Makes me wonder what happened to you.
Yeah. So internships, we will explore. Maybe if you want to be an intern, you can reach out. We could get like 15 interns and they could all just be like doing different odd jobs here and there. I mean, it could be the future of it could grow. We could have a salesman who's an intern
Or a woman.
or a woman, of course. Yeah. I don't gender men.
Sexist.
Is men gender? Because if I say policeman, that includes women and men, doesn't it?
No.
Why
Police
not?
officer.
But there's men in men and there's men in women.
I think you mean police officer.
Okay, yeah.
So, we're opening up an internship.
Potentially. I should have probably spoke about it before
Yeah,
coming
this
on.
is probably an off-air conversation,
off-air
really,
chat.
isn't it?
Yeah,
But
it is.
all right. I think we've got to wrap it up there, Charlie. You bring the intern in. Almost if they're a big weirdo.
That's what I'm going to call them beforehand and make sure they're not a weirdo. Let's go and have a meeting with them, make sure they're not a weirdo. And
Make
then
sure. Well, now they're going to know.
Well-
right, basically, if they don't get it, I assume they're listening to the show.
Yeah.
If they don't get it now, they're going to go, oh, Charlie, I look at potential intern. I don't think you're a weirdo. Charlie White will make you.
also has a double law degree as well. So can't be that much of a weirdo if you've got a law degree.
What are they doing here?
I don't know. Well, maybe that's weird already. That's a sign of weirdo-ness. They'd want to come here. Anyway, good luck with the interview tomorrow.
And by the way, extras is not Gervais's best work.
Man, I really disagree with you about his stand-up not being some of his top-tier stuff.
It's The Office, but no, The Office, I think, then XFM. Then the podcasts. He actually did some really good stuff.
Well,
with,
the podcast is like XFM. It's very, very similar.
yeah.
Yeah.
The stuff with Sam Harris is pretty good. I
Yeah,
like that.
but
It's
I don't like that you have to pay for that as well. Oh, I don't like the idea of like. That's
Mate,
what
you're not an intern. You're a paid employee here. Mate,
Yeah, I know.
you moan about paying £500 to go and see him. You moan about paying like Sam Harris his stuff. It's like about $20 for like 2 series.
That's why I need people to buy the hats to help us out, help me out with my redundancy package.
That is.
Yeah.
Just buy the mate. That's what life's about. Like, spend some of your hard-earned money.
Yeah, I'm all about free content.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coming soon, a paid Virad special.
Behind the paywall, you can get guest episodes. That surprised me that you say extra. I do. I admire. I appreciate it. But no,
Maybe you should rewatch it, mate. You should
probably
rewatch it.
Probably not a bad shout.
Yeah, very quick to rewatch as well.
There's a lot of things
Good
in there.
length
That,
episodes.
did you appreciate like the Ross Kemp?
Yes,
Like,
hilarious. Yeah, because we used to, me and my mates would watch Ross Kemp. Like, to be fair, we'd be stoned watching like Ross Kemp
On Gangs.
yeah, on Gangs.
Reminds me of the time
Yeah.
what I spent in Afghanistan. But it's a big piss take that because Ross Kemp, he plays a hard man.
Yeah.
He's not a hard man.
Yeah, I've never seen EastEnders, so I know it was like in EastEnders.
Yeah.
But
The
even
Mitchell brothers.
yeah. But like even like Daniel Radcliffe makes cameo. You got Steve. What's that? Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller.
That was a great
Yeah.
cameo. And then the chick, I forget her name, but the chick in it when she's got the doll out, she's got the date that comes over.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's very funny. But
Yeah, it is.
Hey, I'm not saying The Office is bad. I'm just saying I think extras might be better. Might be. We'll
I
see.
actually find that quite offensive.
That's okay.
But anyway, that is 5 minutes, 10 minutes of conversation our listeners will never get back. The cheese on was sensational.
Fantastic,
Great.
yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And gelato from a cup, from a cone, $69.99. Get whatever you want.
Men in men, women in women.
Yeah. Interns, the lot. Right, we're going to wrap it up right there. Listeners, will we catch them next week?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we still keep going till
All right.
Christmas Eve. Our last interview drops.
All right.
Fingers crossed, Shane
but-
Flanagan. If
but
I
we're
keep
gonna-
saying it, it might happen.
But we're going to, we'll chat to them on this show next week.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
All right,
Yep.
cool. Thanks for listening, everyone.